Oh, Amy, what you gonna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Hey, oh, hello there, friends and family. I didn't see you there. Nope, but welcome back to the little old country kitchen. Sorry you had to see that. Walked in, I was singing. Sometimes I do that in the kitchen. Used to do it a lot when the kids were around. We'd all sing as we were slicing and dicing and cooking. Maybe you do something similar, or you got on your favorite tunes. But, so glad to see y'all today. And I'm going to be showing you a very special recipe. One that I've been working on for quite some time. I think about 20 years. Now, again, it started out with a family recipe, which was good. But the engineer in me said, I think I can make it better. And I think right now, I've outdid myself. And there's a couple of special ingredients that make it all the more better. And I'll bet you ain't ever even thought of it. Maybe you have. So hey, throw your coats off and jackets, put them on the low seat in the living room, pull up a chair in the dining room, or y'all can stand over there by the doorway. And we'll get this going on, okay? Well, you know, like always, you gotta have some stuff. And I got some stuff. And I think you're gonna be familiar with some of it. You know, the basis for any good coleslaw is a good head of cabbage. You know, green. Now, I would normally use green, and if you want to have a little bit of color, you use some red. Like I'd use a half a head of green and a quarter head of red cabbage. But I'm slap out of red right now, and that's going to lead into a little bit of the storyline as we put this together of how a couple of my secret ingredients got involved in my coleslaw recipe that eventually made it super special and all the more tasty. And you might be surprised. And of course you're going to need some carrots. Then you're going to need some black pepper ground, some celery seed, oh yeah, some thyme leaves. You're going to need some apple cider vinegar. If you ain't got that, good old plain white vinegar works just as well. You're going to need some sugar. I prefer pure cane. And if you've watched my shopping videos, like the last one, I explain why. Or you could use some honey. Preferably raw if you got it. But any honey's better than none at all. You're also going to need a little touch of salt. Not much. Why? Because salt brings out the moisture. And we don't want no wet, soggy mess of a coleslaw. We're looking for creamy here. And of course, you're going to need your favorite mayo. Mine is Duke's. You may like Kraft or Hellman's. Hey, whatever makes you happy, you use. And then you're going to need some Heinz. Yellow mustard is the brand I prefer. If you want to use some of that there Grey Poupon, Dijon mustard, you go right ahead. I'm not that fancy. Plus don't got none. You're going to need a nice stainless steel or glass mixing bowl. But if all you got is plastic, that'll work well. Some measuring spoons if you got them. If not, you can just use a regular teaspoon out of the silverware drawer and one of your tablespoons out of there. It'd be close enough. Some type of grater. I've had this one for about 30 years or more, maybe 40. It's grated to many things. And I'm going to use it today because I ain't going to be grating much because I'm going to be cheating a little bit. Now when I get serious now, I got the mega grater right here. Now I didn't buy this. I had a viewer. They keep seeing me use my little one here, and they got me this giant one. And I'm going to tell you what, it's jam up. But we're not going to be grating that much today. And I'm going to show you why. Because today I'm going to be lazy. It's just me here. So I'm not going to be hand shredding my cabbage or my carrots. Let me show you what I'm going to do today. Yeah, rather than doing all the shredding of the carrots and the green cabbage, you saw me buy this on my last shopping trip at Super Foods. And I told you then I was going to be making some coleslaw. And I bought me a bag of this Dole classic coleslaw. It's got green cabbage and shredded carrots. Cost me $1.46. And yeah, could have saved some money. Cabbage was 75 cents a pound and carrots were 79 cents a pound. So I splurged for convenience. And plus it's only 14 ounces. But saved me a little time today. Make it a little bit easier on the old man. That's what we're going to be using. Sometimes you can catch these on sale for dirt cheap. And I keep an eyeball out for them. And I'll tell you another thing. Making salads out of the cabbage or including them in your salad, whoo, makes it extra more crunchy and far more healthier. You should look all that up. But with the exception of my two special ingredients, which I'll show you as we're putting it all together today, this is everything you're going to need that I can think of. Maybe if I left anything out, we'll go over that as we get to it. So sit back and enjoy as we throw together some of my special version Southern style coleslaw. So everyone, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make up our coleslaw dressing. Oh yeah, so the flavors can all come together. Very important. And the first addition and base to any good coleslaw dressing is, of course, mayo. You're going to need about a half a cup. You know, I don't measure that. That's about 2 big old dollops of a big old spoon. You know, maybe just a touch more. Can't have too much mayo in my mind. You know? And you're better off when you put all this together with all the carrot, cabbage, and my secret ingredients. It's best to let it sit overnight. And you might see then that you might need to add a little more of that there mayo. Keep the creaminess factor up. So then we got to add us a little bit of that there yellow mustard. Or like I said, you could use Grey Poupon. Now, I put in about a teaspoon to start, but then I know I like about 2 teaspoons. You might want to go with 1. Put this all together and see if that's tangy enough for you. See, that yellow mustard going to put a little tang in there for you right there. And then we just going to put us in a smidge of salt. Not a lot. We don't want this to become a soggy mess. And we're going to put us in right at just a teaspoon. Or no, excuse me, I made a mistake. 1/4 teaspoon. Whew, I almost told you wrong. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in, let's find the right measuring thing, is we're going to be putting us in, sort of kind of heaping teaspoon celery seed. If you don't like celery seed, don't put that much in there, okay? Put in a half teaspoon in there. I like it. Then put you in a half teaspoon of thyme. Yep. See where this is all going, y'all? Now, we got to add us in a little bit of pepper. Yep, we do. And we're just going to try to add us in just about half a teaspoonful. Just like that. So we got our celery seed in there. And we got our thyme and our pepper. Now we're going to add in some more thyme. We're going to add us in a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Oh yeah. Sure we are. And then we got to add us in some sweetness. So now we're going to add us in about a level tablespoon pure cane sugar this time. Really don't got a lot of honey to spare right at the moment. And I ain't ready to break open my new one I got from Superfoods last time. And that's about all you need for your dressing. Then, got to tell you need a whisk. But if you don't have one, you can use the poor man's whisk fork. I used it for probably 30 years before I got this fancy whisk. And then all you're going to do is you're going to get that whisk on in there. And you're going to start whisking it on up. Scraping the sides. And you're going to see. See? You can see all them celery seed and thyme. That touch of pepper. All right on in there. Looks a little different, don't it? Yep. And it's at this time that you give it a little taste test. Make sure it's just right. Oh yeah. It's got that touch of sweetness. You know? The tang of the mustard. The vinegar. You get just a hint of that celery. Now the celery seed right in the dressing alone is a little bit crunchy. Don't let that worry you. But for me, that's about perfect. So now we got to set this on in the fridge. Let it be cooling, because now we got to get our veggies prepped. So let me set this on in the fridge and let it start co-mingling and the flavors all coming together. Keep it nice and chilled. Because nobody likes a lukewarm coleslaw, right? Now y'all, for the first of two secret ingredients. And you might go, oh my, we're going to need some onion. Yeah, like I told you, my special ingredients come with a story. Now you might wonder how I came upon adding onion to my coleslaw. Yeah, well, it'd be on the eve of the 4th of July barbecue, and we were having friends over, special friends of my wife's and their children. Yes, we were. And I was making up the coleslaw, and it was after 8. Superfoods was closed, and Walmart, the one we had at the time, which is not the current one, didn't sell no food. And back in those days, here in our little town, businesses didn't open on 4th of July. Nope. They stayed closed for the holidays, they did. So I wanted a little color, you know, some of that red which normally would be the red cabbage. Well, I didn't have any of them. So I thought, hey, I got a red onion. I can add a little bit of that in to give it that there nice change in color, that red. So it had the red, the orange, the green, you know. Sort of be pesto. So that's exactly what I did. I chopped up about a quarter of an onion, red. I thin sliced it. See how thin those slices are? And that's important. And then I just gave it a rough chop. Here again, about a quarter inch. Not too big, not too small, like you see right here. And I added that on in with my green cabbage, my carrots, and everything. Yeah, just like that. And the very next day, when everybody was over, we were having pulled pork barbecue. I had smoked up a couple of Boston butts in the smoker and everything overnight, and I had made us some barbecued ribs. Several slabs of those baby backs I did. And everybody raved about that coleslaw. Whether they ate it on the side or topped their pulled pork sandwiches with it, which is sort of traditional here in the South, you know. And they just raved about it. So from that point on your own, whether red or yellow, has always been an addition to my coleslaw. But then another holiday would come up, and as luck would have it, once again, I forgot the red cabbage. And to make matters worse, I think it's for Labor Day, which is a very important holiday here in the South as well, maybe where you live too, you know. So I need some more of that red color to make it festive. But you know what I had? I had some radishes. Oh yeah. And I thought, well, if I just put a little radish in there, you know, take my little grater here, grate it up, just enough to add its festive yellow or red color there, what could it hurt? And once more, the very next day, we were having, once again, some slow smoked barbecued pork shoulders, yep, as well as some ribs, and I think we were having some chicken. But once again, everybody was topping their pulled pork sandwiches off with some of the coleslaw and having some on the side too. Yes, they were. And they raved about it. Said, oh, what have you done? It's even more better this time than the last time we were here. And of course, like always, I told them it's super secret. And I really couldn't share. Now what the radish does too, and you might realize radishes are a little bit spicy and peppery. Some can be a little stronger, some a little milder. The cherry bell that I normally grow is a very mild. You know, it's not that spicy or peppery. And radishes are all the more good for you. Yes, they are. So, from that point forward, radish became the final added secret ingredient. And you know, if you don't believe it, you might just try a few. You know, like maybe start out one large radish, then maybe you'll say, well, give that a taste when you mix up all your veg, like we'll be doing in just a minute, and that. And you might go, well, that's pretty good. Maybe I'll put 2 in. And you'll do that. And maybe that makes it just fine for you. If you ain't ever done it once in your lifetime, trust me this, do it one time. Add 1 in, taste it, before you add your dressing, that is. Then add maybe another half to whole 1. Taste it again. You know? Now, for the recipe we've got today, we're going to probably put us in about 3 of them. Now, I'd never heard of people putting radish in their coleslaw. But then I got acquainted with Asian people, primarily Koreans. Because, I mean, anybody knows here in Alabama, especially here around me, we got Hyundai and Kia and all their suppliers. And for about the last, 8 years, would be the second time I'd actually worked for a Korean company. And come to find out, they make slaw too. It's not creamy, it's tangy, more of a vinegar based, you might say. And they tend to use radish in their slaw. Boy, were they surprised when I told them I did too. Yep. In fact, they asked me when we were having a dinner at work to bring some of mine on in. Which I did, which is, since mine's creamy too, sweet and tangy, they found it most enjoyable and quite different. So there. I'm going to start off with 3. Mainly because I know that's what I like. So, we'll get out our other piece of onion out of there so we can put it up. But there's our thinly sliced and chopped onion with 3 shredded or grated, if you want to call it that, radishes that'll be mixed in with our cabbage and carrots here in a moment. Okay? So now, y'all, it's time to put it all together. We've had our dressing chilling in the fridge, letting all those flavors co-mingle and get friendly with each other. Now we're going to add in our classic coleslaw mix from Dow or Dole or whatever y'all want to call it. Okay? Yep. Then we're going to add in our onion. Yeah. And that radish. Oh yeah, and you're going to see how festive it's going to be looking. But hey, may look festive, but it's going to taste all so sweet, tangy, and delicious. We're just going to start working it with our fork and hopefully bringing up that dressing. And I think to do that, I'm going to get me a spoon. I'm going to get out the big Mama Jammer. Now, and you're just going to want to start folding up your dressing. Be patient with it, you know. And yep, I could have put the dressing in another bowl and poured it in, but it ain't hard. And I'm a batch, and if there's any way in the world I can save from doing dishes, I'm going to do it. You just keep scraping that bottom, flipping it right there, and you're going to see it's going to start to look creamy. Now it ain't overwhelmed with mayo, 'cause that ain't what we're about. Now I see so many recipes that it's just basically all mayo, you know. If that's the way you like it, you want to eat mayo, then you just go ahead and do it. And either way you go about it, whether you pour your dressing in or whether you fold it over like I'm doing and that, it's going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of effort. This is just my way. And you can see just using that 14-ounce bag of shredded cabbage and carrot, more cabbage than carrot I might add, it makes a pile of slaw. But it's all so good, you know, with a side as a side dish, or to top them pulled pork sandwiches. Now let me show you what we got. You see that right there? See? It ain't overwhelmed with mayo, but it's got a nice covering of it. So the mayo, seasoned all with celery seed, thyme, a little bit of that there ground black pepper, and all the vinegar and sugar and everything in it, mustard, all comes together. So now we're going to let it chill a little more in the fridge. And you can see, you got the red in there, you got the orange, and you got the green. Now that don't say holiday celebration, I don't know what does. So let's chill a little more. Sit back and chat a bit in the dining room. Hey, I made up a pot of tea for you, and we'll come back and give it a taste test. Okay? Woo. Looking good. Got us a little bowl, a little fork. Look at it right there. Covered it with some of that there saran wrap. And it's smelling divine. Let's get us a little bit out. Got a fork here. I'm gonna dig right in. Get me enough to have a good taste test here. Okay. Slide that over to the side. We'll show you what we got, okay? And there it is. Finished product. Right there. You can see the green in there, no orange, just a touch of red. You can see your celery seed, and that. It's looking darn right festive. Now we gotta give it the final approval, the ultimate taste test, as I do always with y'all here in the little country kitchen. So y'all, let's give it a little taste test here. Get a little bit of everything in there. We got some right here. Hey, that's bringing tears to my eyes. It's not from the onions or the radish. It's from the joy. Hello! That's tasty. Surely it is. If that don't make your wife or husband love you and give you a big hug, nothing will. It's just a hint of sweetness, a hint of tang, and just, oh, ever so subtle, bit of spice and pepperiness to it. It's not overwhelming. Any of the three flavors. And I'm going to finish off a little bit I put in this bowl. I'm going to put the rest in the chill tomorrow, where it'll be all the more better. Trust me. I'm thinking maybe I could dig in the freezers and find me a Boston butt to throw in the crock pot. Of course, if y'all drop back on in by, maybe I could show you. Share it with you. I got one. I might have to make a Super Foods run, which won't be tomorrow. Maybe Sunday morning. You know how I like to go shopping on Sunday morning. Well, anyway, y'all, hope you enjoyed visiting and preparing my version of sweet and tangy, spicy, southern style coleslaw. It'll make any pulled pork, pulled beef barbecue, or even that there shredded up chicken barbecue sandwich a taste delight. Try it one time. Let me know what you think. And as always, until Gracie, which if you watch closely behind me when I'm preparing this, she's laying over on her 9 lives cat food. So until we all see you on the next video, y'all take care out there. Stay safe. And God bless each and every one of you as you bless others. Goodbye for now. Oh, I'm going to eat this coleslaw, because this is just fine all by its own. I'm telling you it is. That's crunchy. I love that celery seed. Oh, you caught me again. Sorry, folks. Later. Sorry to eat in front of you. That's rude. For those of you who stop by, come on in. I think we got made enough for you, don't you?